Good morning, everyone. Apologies for the delay. Some technical problems between the chair and the computer. So sorry. So hope you didn't gone away. Anyway, today our speech is about gratitude, according to the Spiritism, a Spiritist view. And before we start, I'd like to do our initial prayer. If you can relax yourself and take a deep breath, elevate your thoughts, connect to your guardian angel, connect to the good spirits. I'd like to thank for this opportunity today of learning, improving ourselves. I'd like to ask permission to the spiritual guardians, to the spirits, the guardians of this group, for this speech today. May your words be spoken, and those words may touch us kindly and deeply. Dear God, thank you for everything. Thank you for this day. Thanks for this speech. So be it. Okay. So again, sorry for the delay, but here I am. So I'm trying today to talk about gratitude because of the time of the year we getting in. We just had Diwali, we have Thanksgiving for US and Christmas around the world for the Christians. So it's also a time, especially for the northern hemisphere. It's a winter time. The lights are getting short. The days are getting shorter, so it's also maybe a time that we need. What it's good for reflection, but it's not happy for everyone. So that's why I chose this theme. I think it's a good one. We're gonna go a little bit more than talking just about saying thank you for things you get. It's a little bit deeper than that, and I hope you enjoy. So to start, I just want to start a definition, the meaning of gratitude as per dictionary. So the Oxford say the quality of being thankful, readiness to readiness to show appreciation for and to return kindness. So thankful, kindness. These are words that we actually hear often. Be kind, say thank you. Those things. But what exactly gratitude to me? There is two things that we can take from this meaning. We can say two implications of the definition of gratitude we get from dictionary. First, I realized that I was awarded something good to me, whether this is material or immaterial. It's something that was good to me. I recognize that what I got, it came from something or someone else. So when we're thankful for something that it's out there that blesses us, we feel blessed. We feel. So that's the thankful feeling with it. But then this is what we get. But then how to cultivate gratitude? I know we are in a time that we see a lot of people. Yeah, you have to say thank you. You have to be grateful for things you have and things. It's often it's not easy, especially when we're going to through hard times and find that hard things where bad things happen to us. How can I be grateful? But this all has a meaning, a sense that I'm gonna explain a little bit more. So from cultivating gratitude actually means, focus on what you have. So that's why we're thankful. Focus what you have, what you've been given, and practice to see and value all we got from someone or something else, so focus and practice. That's a cultivated attitude. I know something's annoying seeing those people that's always grateful here, grateful there, grateful, but there's a meaning, and there is uh, um, a reason for that, that we're gonna disclose a little bit deeper here. I mean, we don't need to be like one that is always grateful, always, this is the necessity of that person. That's as an individual to respect, but it's good to practice, and practice makes perfect, so once you practice, good things, we practice good things, we're gonna receive good things. So that's another thing. It comes with gratitude. And focus. Why focus? Focus because we focus on the present. What we have now, what we hear. We don't worry about things that happen on the past, and we don't get anxious about things that are about to happen because we're focusing on the present. So that's important. Gratitude makes us focus on the present, on our present, on what we got. And, it also helps our mental health, not to be a lot of mental health issues we have, with depression is probably things from the past, or anxiety, from things that it's going to happen. So gratitude helps us as well. And to see as well, that's not just something religious, it's also scientific. That's what spiritism is. We try to bring together the scientific explanation for what it's been said. I mean, previously, that we are on an age that we understand science much more than in Jesus' time, for example. So this is something important. We are in a time, we've been in a time to get those together, because they are not on, one against the other or one opposite the other. We just didn't understand much then. So I'd like as well to come now for the Joanna de Angelis. So Joanna, she is I think she was the spiritual guidance of Divaldo Franco. Divaldo Franco's a well-known medium, and also he has Mansão do Caminho, which is a charity that he's been running for a long time. So it's someone very meaningful and important for the spiritism in Brazil. So in this book that was psychographic by Divaldo Franco, Joanna, she says, gratitude is a deep and significant feeling because it's not limited to the usual act of reward. So when we say thank you for things we got, thank you, thank you very much, thank you for doing this, thank you for, the manner, the manner we have in society. It's greater because it brings satisfaction and has a psychotherapeutic character. Everyone who is grateful, who understands the meaning of real gratitude, enjoys physical, emotional, and mental health because he feels joy in living, shares all things, is an active member of social organization, is creative and joyful. So this is just my own translation because I have only the Portuguese one. So gratitude is a deep and significant feeling. So we go over then, when we practice gratitude, when we are grateful for things, we experience much more happiness. It's when we understand the real meaning, we joy in living, we share things, we become more an active member of our society, because we are more aware of the things around us, so, but how this work? I'm gonna explain, because we have as well a scientific research about this. But yeah, so when we're talking about gratitude, we're going over then just saying thank you for someone did something good to me or something. It's our manner, our polite way to be in society, which is good. Not saying, but I want to dig a little bit deeper, how the benefits, how this, our well-being, our mental health, our, good good moods. Anyway, so she goes on talking, gratitude begins with humbleness that enables us to recognize what is offered to us. When we are grateful, we experience the true and full sense of joy. When she says something like humbleness, it's like exactly the things like when we are humble, we don't expect too much. We don't get how do you say, we don't get much expectance on things that's gonna happen to us or things that come to us. We do humbleness. We like thanking for a day of a sunny day. Thanking for something good you achieved. Thanking for even thanking for something that it hurts you, but it helped you learn things. It's important, and this is also a way of our self-development, our spiritual development, our moral development towards a better version of ourselves. And when I say that's the opposite in non-gratitude, in gratitude, it's actually, I'm going to talk about this, in gratitude, it's one of the most direct results of selfishness and always cause revolt in honest hearts. So I took this part, and this part is from the Gospel according to the Spiritism. It's talk about honor your father and mother. That's just the first paragraph of the item 9. I took this one because it talks about selfishness, and I've spoke as well. The root of everything that's evil in earth, everything that bad happened, it can be rooted to selfishness. So we are here. Our goal of spiritual and moral development is to tackle selfishness in ourselves. Everything that happens, it's because we are greedy, we are jealous. There's so many things, but that's everything because we put ourselves first than the others. And this is not just I don't want to go to that part where we don't value ourselves. No, we need to value ourselves, of course, but this cannot be passing over the next, our next. And when I say our next, our neighbor, just exactly as Jesus said, when you love your neighbor as yourself, you need to love you as well. So this is more a humble way, a way to be, kind, and tackling selfishness. It's gratitude. It's being grateful. It's a way to tackle selfishness. So being grateful is not just say thank you or be that person that say thanks for everything. It's worrying about how we are going to be a better versions of ourselves, spiritually speaking, morally speaking, not a better version with the material things, our profession or anything. It's a better version. It's always between, you and God, ourselves and God. It's so gratitude is a mean as well of developing and getting to know you as well, because when you have that self-awareness that everything around you can be somehow useful to you, can bring some, when you're grateful, you realize that, everything that's around you can help on your growth, can help tackle your selfishness, sometimes even with, other hard moments, the hard moments that we are hurt. Even that. I know it's difficult. I'm not here to say, oh, I can do that. Definitely not. But it's as always, self-development is always a constant. It's not something we're going to do finish at the end of this reincarnation. We need to live many, 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 many other reincarnations, and we came from many, 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 many other reincarnations. So we just, developing and getting ourselves less selfish than we were before. Always a better version of ourselves. Also about non-gratitude, the Spiritual book, question 937 asked, Allan Kardec asked to the spirits, aren't the disappointment caused by ingratitude and by the fragility of human friendships also a source of bitterness for the human heart? Someone, it's hard to be beside someone that's never says thank you, for anything. So sometimes can be hard, And they said yes, but we have read that you pity ungrateful and disloyal friends. So this is that part, very hard one, to love your neighbor, to forgive, But it's really important part. Some people think that forgiving it's like saying, oh, everything's okay, we're gonna do it, go as it was before and everything. So someone hurts you badly, your heart, you get heartbroken, and sometimes even, physically. And this is, when you forgive, you don't, it's not you saying that person, oh, it's okay, it was just one off. So no, it's not. Listen, I forgive you because I'm not letting you hurt me anymore. That's the difference. I forgive you because now this is past for me. And that person will have the consequences or anything, but it's not saying everything's okay. That's one thing that we have to realize, But then I'm not talking about forgiveness, I'm talking about gratitude. So in gratitude, so yes, we recommend that you be ungrateful and disloyal friends. They'll be unhappier than you are. And it's true, because I know we have people that think they don't have conscience, they don't have, like, why doing this, and not feeling guilty or something. They will, don't worry. And maybe they do, they're just not showing us. They are maybe unhappy inside. We humans, we use a lot of masks to position ourselves as we have a mask when we go to work, we have a mask when we go outside, we have a mask when we're at home. So, and I'm not talking this like we are fake or false. It's more, we do that because of protection. That's our own instinct. So it's hard to say it when you see someone and say, oh, she looks happy, she's happy, and but we just seeing the outside. That might be wearing now. We're not seeing the inside, because sometimes not even us, we know what's going on inside. Because we created so many layers to protect ourselves. Anyway, so this person definitely will be unhappier. So we can pity them, or we can. You're not doing this anymore to me. I forgive you. I go on my own path. I go on my way. On my own way. Now, because we do that because ingratitude is the child of selfishness. And the selfish, sooner or later, will encounter hearts as hardened as their own. It's like a vibration. When you vibrate, when you're grateful, you vibrate in much higher waves than actually the ingratitude, the ungrateful one. And the vibrations, like the radio transmission. Is the way you vibrate, you're gonna attract the same vibration to you. So that's another, path for self-development. Grateful puts you in a more in a better frequency, the frequency that you're gonna collect good things, and if you're ungrateful all the time, what happens is you are attracting ungrateful things as well to you. So also, but Allan Kardec's always, inquisitive, so he keeps asking, are the disappointments caused by ingratitude likely to harden the heart? Because they said, you're going to encounter, hardened hearts, but then, it's not causing heart and making it insensitive. And this, it happens. Some people encounter so many ungratefulness in their lives that they become hardened, they become insensitive. And in other words, that's the other things they know to learn to forgive as well, because you know what happens, the answer that would be unfortunate, because those who have a heart, as you say, will always be happy for the good they do, and the ungrateful will then feel the shame and remorse. So that's the thing. That's the one thing that's good, to always be grateful, not harden your heart. I know a lot of things can happen in your life that, makes a lot of you meet a lot of ungrateful people that, hurt you. And that's why it's important to go to therapy, to work on this. But being grateful can help you, for other things, maybe not focus on that thing, focus on something else. Again, the focus you get, you focus on something that's good. And when you focus on something that's good, you get, you receive good. It's just like kindness generates kindness. If you do kindness, you're gonna receive kindness. If you do bad things, you're gonna receive bad things as well. Well, sometimes not exactly in the same moment, but will come. It's never something as quick as we think it is. Especially on those moments that we live now, that everything is instant, everything on the click of your mobile phone. So no, this is not gonna be like straight away. So that's a part of non-gratitude. What I want to talk about is gratitude and science, but this part. So I've spoke more about the philosophy, the spiritual philosophy, and how, and I explained a little bit about vibration, how it works, how we vibrate, and it's just like a radio frequency. You connect to what you vibrate in. So that's why gratitude puts you on a better vibration frequency, let's say, than ingratitude. So, but the scientists also start to be curious about, why, all the religions say pray, be grateful, forgive, and this. Let's go and see if this is, something that really, really is there is any scientific, meaning for that. So the research, this research is called the effects of gratitude expression on neuroactivity. It was conducted in 2015 in the Indiana University. The researchers randomly assigned participants into 3 groups. Sorry, my little one. Okay, back. The researchers randomly assigned participants into 3 groups. So the only thing in common those participants had, they were receiving counseling, and they assigned randomly in 3 groups. The first group was instructed to write 1 letter of gratitude for the next 3 weeks, 1 letter for each week for the next 3 weeks. The other group was going to write a letter about the negative experience they have. And the third group would not do anything. So that's the one that was going to write the gratitude letter, the one write about the negative experience they had in life, and the other one would not do none. So they would measure then after 4 weeks and 12 weeks their brain activity through a scan. I forgot the name. I forgot the name of the gun. But you can see this research online. They have all the details. So when they compare, after doing this, they wrote 3 weeks and then 4 weeks after they started, you done a scan and then 12 weeks later. So compared with the participants who wrote about negative experience or only received counseling, those who wrote the good letters reported significantly mental health 4 weeks and 12 weeks after the written exercises ended. So they kind of conclude that expressing gratitude is associated with improved physical health, relationship, and life. Well, when we're grateful, what happens in our brain? They found that they did this kind of measuring the levels of serotonin and dopamine, which are the hormones that makes us happy. So they had higher levels. So just doing this, this very small thing, one letter once a week to show gratitude or for something, anything, it helps um, raise the levels of serotonin and dopamine of your brain. This is the most important to tackle depression, for example. Depression means you have a low level of serotonin and dopamine on your brain. So it is very important to be grateful, and it was just something. So the gratitude you're talking here, again, it's not about saying thank you for things you save or you've done, but thank you for things that are there. Small things, big things, and even things that makes us, it hurts us. Mhm. So Divaldo Franco comes with this online speech that I found very, very interesting. So to be grateful is to know that life is constant movement, and it is. Let's not be tormented by the changes. We are in constant movement and changes in our organism. Every 15 minutes, 1/3 of our organism is entirely new. So even in our physical organism, we are constantly, renovating ourselves. So, but what does that to do with gratitude? Everything. Because we renew every day, every time, our face, sometimes we are afraid of change or things that happens that, took outside our comfort zone. It's usually when we get hurt, and it very, very simple. We get hurt because someone or something took us from our comfort zone, or if hurting our feelings, or hurt or changing the way we do things, big changes, moving places, or that's also when we see that life as a constant movement, a constant process, just like our self-development is a process that is going to be constantly there, we become less anxious, a little bit less um, anxious of, okay, I have my comfort zone, which is great. I love being in my comfort zone. But when we get outside of your comfort zone, you're not gonna, oh my God, what's happening, anxious or, sad or something, because you have the gratitude to thank for that moment, that leaving your comfort zone made you realize something you haven't realized, made you improve something in your life that wasn't, so not all suffering is, well, suffering is never to punish you. That's one of the things, That's not. It's always a consequences, and sometimes we don't see this because it's a consequence of last or three or four arrangements, So it's hard to tackle in the moment we live in and try to understand that, everything, why this is happening to us. But when we set our mind to thankful, to gratitude, it's kind of resetting and changing, making this change to transform what is something that happened to us that's not good, transform something good, something that we're gonna learn. And that's how Divaldo Frank says, to be grateful is to know how to transform the bad things that happen to us in opportunities for growth. You know, it's in our lives, and I can't say much because my life it's been okay, didn't have many things bad, things happen and I was able to actually work on, but that's one thing. When you're grateful, it's not just saying thank you for everything. Thank this. No. It's knowing that even when, something bad's gonna happen, you will be able to kind of debug a little bit, and say, yes, I was on my comfort zone. This one's helped sometimes. This was opportunity for growth, to tackle even our selfishness, to tackle ourselves. So when we get this kind of gratitude, we improve our lives. Not only science, it's talking about, there's many others. This one, it's one that I think it became well known, but there's others as well. They other universities, other places, they have done all around the world those kind of research. So when that's a spiritual view, we talk about gratitude, a way of improving ourselves, getting a better version of ourselves, improving our mental health, improving, it's gratitude. Don't do gratitude for the other, you're gonna do for yourself, because the moment you're grateful, wherever, you're vibrating this higher frequency, that's gonna bring you good things. One of the things a spiritualist talks about, vibrating on the fifth dimension. They talk about this level of gratitude, the way you vibrate. So, but this, of course, is just something for you if you interested. But it's everything in our world, in the universe, vibrates. We know that even the heart table that there is nothing, it is vibrating as well. It's a chopped wood, so the plant is dead, but even that vibrates. So and there's many infinite numbers of frequencies that we can vibrate. So the better vibrations are the vibrations that brings us near to God, which are, our good feelings. When it's the feelings that they are not selfish. You can be proud without selfishness. But if you're grateful with selfishness, just to show everyone for that, look, grateful for everyone, gratitude everyone, then this is not actually help. So that's why we need to go deeper. That's why we need to be more go much more, worry about how we feel, and are we doing this, really doing this for ourselves, like for our improvement, for a better version of ourselves, or just for another mask, so that's the important thing, and as say, science, us in spiritism have been talking since 1856 when the Spirit's book came around. So it's not something new, something that's been always there. We just were not ready, to talk about this at that time. For example, times Jesus came and talked about in parables because people understand things that were on the daily, things that were. So he needs to talk in parables. Allan Kardec came and talk a little bit more science because at that moment was, especially Europe, we experienced a great development. Was something like um, science was much more. It was on the time when church was not the church were not that strong anymore to talk about things about life. Science started discovering a lot of things. A lot of things discovered by the end of the 19th century. Of the things that we use until nowadays was discovered then. So that's just it depends on now the moment we live now, 2 centuries later. It's a moment of transition. We've been talking about this, the planetary transition. So that's the moment of we now, or we go that next step of evolving ourselves, developing ourselves, or we're not going to be here anymore. I mean, in this planet anymore. So gratitude is a way to get, a better self, because it's a way to tackle selfishness. As usual, selfishness is the root of every evil. Anyway, I'd like to finish with this from Divaldo Franco as well. We are learning to understand, tolerate, forgive, bless, and live together in balance. Yes, we are. We are nowhere near living completely balanced, but we're gonna get there. We are learning. We things that happen now, every bad things that happen, sad news and everything. We may think, oh my God, it's the end of the world. No, it's not. We're just getting to know things that always happen, but now it's happening all, all at the same time. Like to make, come on, wake up. It's a wake up call. So, not making room in the heart for resentments and angers. We should not waste our time. Don't make room for uh, resentments and anger, because they represent ingratitude, and it's a selfishness. They represent ingratitude. When love must flood the soul of our deeds in life, we are at the time that we need to make more room for love than for anger, resentment, those feelings that doesn't develop us, doesn't get a better version of ourselves. That's not gonna waste our time in worrying about how people sees us. That's gonna waste our time or invest our time in getting a better version of ourselves, improving ourselves. It's between myself and God only. That's no one else can. Well, people around are the tools for you to develop. Sometimes the tools hurts, but yeah. So that's why gratitude always, because it helps you improve your mental health, improve, make a version of ourselves. So that's gonna take now for the seasons that come, this gratitude, the gratitude that from the simple things, and not expecting everything grateful. Also know that we're gonna get in gratitude during our path, and that's okay. It's something we can learn from, an opportunity to learn, as Givaldo Franco said. So that's it. I hope you enjoy. I'm just going to go through the bibliography. So I talked about the psychology of gratitude from Givaldo Franco by the Spirit Joanna de Angelis, the Gospel according to Spiritism, Honor Your Father and Mother, Spirit's Book, Hopes and Consolations. This is the effects of gratitude expression on neuroactivity. That's from the reference from the Indiana University, and the speech, the lovely speech Divaldo Franco gave on the online this earlier this year, Mansão Caminho. And to quickly finish, just see all our activities on Facebook and Facebook page, which is Facebook Live and Facebook page. We have public meetings, that's the ones for today, every Sunday, the talk shows Tuesday and Thursday, and the study group on Wednesday. What we're going to start from next week is the virtual pass. It's going to start next at 8:30. We're going to share a link in the Facebook page for you to put the names on. So this is just the virtual pass, and it's going to be on YouTube, but the link we're going to share on the Facebook page is for you to put the names for the discarnate and incarnate ones. So just keep on our Facebook page and with the link. And on Tuesday, 8:30, it's going to be the vibrations for the virtual pass. And that's it. I'm going to finish with our final prayer. So if you'd like to sit comfortably. And deep breath again. Dear God, dear spirits, our guardian angels, thank you for this day. Thank you for this speech. Help us in our spiritual path to be more grateful, to practice the real gratitude, so that we can build always a better version of ourselves and get closer to a happier life, happier being, and closer to God. So be it. Okay, and thank you very much, and have a lovely Sunday.